Gladiator is such a fun cosmic champion, and he obviously wasn't the best when he first released. He got buffed recently, probably about 2 or 3 months ago, maybe 4, I don't remember exactly, but I started playing him a lot more recently, especially when I duped him from a basic, probably about a month ago, and I actually gave him a little bit of Sig Stones just to help out with some stuff for war, which didn't really work out, but still, he is Sig 40 now, and he's actually really fun to play, and I'm someone who doesn't enjoy a lot of champions in the Cosmic class, but Gladiator I do find pretty fun. As long as the AI is being relatively cooperative, you should be having a good time, and that's something I feel like I experience with Gladiator myself. There are definitely AI control mechanics to make it easier, but yeah, he's a very strong champion. He will take a lot of different things, and just the things he takes well, he takes really well. And you're going to see a lot of that in this video, but as far as a Gladiator breakdown, the stat focuses I would use are Precision and the Block Pen stat focus for defense, in my opinion. As far as a relic goes, I don't really think any of them particularly matter. They all are kind of pretty decent for him as far as cosmics go, aside from maybe like Venom or something, but they all are, you know, decent for him. I'm running a Miss Marvel one. It doesn't really matter in my opinion which one you use for Gladiator, at least from my experience, but anyway, we're going to start off against a Winter Soldier here, and immediately on the first fight, I just have really bad AI, but that's not going to be a massive common theme in this video. It was just Winter Soldier being weird. You think like one of the most passive AIs in the game would be even more passive with Intimidate, yet he still tries to attack me with it on him, so that's fun, but it's chill. We do a bunch of damage by throwing the SP2 while unblockable, so we do a bunch of extra burst damage on the hits, place some really nice ticking incinerates afterwards too. There I was a little slow on dashing in, so I did some extra burst damage by throwing an attack while his special was going, but he also took some damage by running into it, which I just thought I was fast enough, but I wasn't. And there, I dropped the SP2 without the unblockable. It's alright. We're still fine. We're just going to kill him like that, and it would have been maybe like 2 seconds faster if I actually throwed it when he was unblockable. So next up, we're going to fight Captain Marvel, and this fight's going to go a little bit better than the first Realm of Legends fight. We actually get her to hold block immediately like that, and then she throws some attacks for some reason. I'm getting her intimidated again. She's in the corner, which is good. She's intimidated. We hit her block. We do that one more time, and now we're at 25 confidence, which I can go to 29 now, which I kind of forgot about in the middle of the fight, but I can go to 29 because of Gladiator's Sig ability. Basically, if you win a fight with high enough health, then you're going to be able to have a higher max confidence limit, which is pretty cool. I think the Sig for my Gladiator, the threshold is finishing a fight around above 80%, something like that. So we throw another SP2 while unblockable, and then she's just going to die just like that. So that was definitely much better than Winter Soldier. That fight went down in 48 seconds, which is very, very good. So next up, we're going to fight Warlock in Battlegrounds. We've got several Battlegrounds fights I'm going to show here, and then we're going to jump into some other content. But starting off against this Warlock, this is the victory track meta, so I'm not going to hide that his damage is a little bit inflated this meta. But also a bunch of his damage comes from red numbers, which aren't going to be inflated by the armor breaks at all. So it's not going to be a massive difference between here and in other metas, in my opinion. It's probably like a 5-second max difference for most fights at least. And against this Warlock, we're at max ramp now. He is going to not be able to power drain us because we're immune to that, which is cool. He will be able to heal block us with the infection, of course, but it's not too big a deal. We throw the SP2, we get some really big crits at the beginning of the special attack, and there, I tried to whiff an attack to just kill him off the bat, but I couldn't really do that when I wasn't unstoppable, so I lost a little bit of health at the end, but it's not a big deal. Next up, we're going to fight a rank 3 Prowler, and Prowler is Incinerate immune, so while we are going to go for our SP2, it's not going to be able to do any Incinerate damage, which is fine, because we're still going to do a lot of damage regardless. But basically, against Prowler, you can't counter his special attacks unless you have a way to counter miss, because he is going to falter you if you try. But Gladiator has a Vigilance buff on his SP2, so that's going to be really nice there. We're going to get the Vigilance buff, and then once we have that, we can just counter specials as we please. So I need him to throw his SP2 here. He throws it, I parry it, and then he's going to do his hits, and now I'm just going to wait, and I got an intercept. I'm going to go for the Relic, and then right into a heavy attack into an SP2. Going to do some nice burst damage on the attack. It's going to do no incinerate damage, but that's chill, we don't need it. And there I'm going to do some nice damage by whiffing an attack. I probably could have whiffed 2 attacks, I just didn't, but it's not a big deal. So we finished the fight in under 60 seconds punching up, which is very cool. Next up we're going to fight Nick Fury. I made this fight a solo video, I think, because it was really cool, and he did really impress me in this fight. Like, this fight was almost one of the reasons I made this showcase, because it showed me how powerful this guy really is sometimes. And the first 2 Battlegrounds fights, we went for an SP2 rotation, but here we're going to go for an SP1 rotation, which is more fun in my opinion, because you just get to run into a bunch of stupid crap and just get away with doing damage. So we're going to go for an SP1 here, and watch what's going to happen. Nick is going to throw his SP1, and then we're just going to push him to his second life and take no damage because we have willpower from the Saurian basically. And we're going for more heavy attacks. We're unstoppable again. He throws his SP1 again, and we just whiff more attacks and he's dead. That's one of the silliest Nick Fury takedowns I've ever had. Like, that was so funny, man. 52-second Nick, just like that. So anyway, next up we're gonna fight Mysterio. And Mysterio is one of the most underrated tech defenders in my opinion, because most Cosmic Champs aren't able to deal with when he throws a special attack not being able to hit him for a couple seconds. Like, his SP1, damage reflect obviously, his SP2, the miss obviously. Gladiator's going to be able to handle the miss pretty well. We just need to get to an SP2 first. I don't remember exactly which Gladiator rotation I do for this fight. I might go SP1s instead, but we're going to see. He threw his special too, which means I lost a lot of confidence. I kind of thought that he was intimidated, but I just forgot that the intimidate will not trigger when he is above 2 bars. So we didn't have any AI reliance there to make him chill out. So a little annoying, but at the same time we're fine. I'm gonna just keep hitting him, and at this point he's just about dead. I'm gonna throw the SP1, play some cold snaps, crit him at the end, and he's dead. So 64 seconds. Could have been both faster and cleaner in my opinion, but still a pretty nice fight. So next up we're going to fight a rank 3 Shuri, and again, this is another one where I could go SP2 or I could go SP1. Both of them would be decent benefits in this fight, because Shuri's special attacks last for a long time, so you just get so much opportunity to whiff attacks, meaning the SP1 rotation is good. But also, one of Shuri's most annoying mechanics in my opinion is her untouchable on the heavy attacks, so I could bypass that if I go for an SP2. So either rotation is really helpful here. We're going to see which one I go for, because I genuinely don't remember. It looks like we're going SP1. Alright, that's cool. So she throws it, and just look at the red numbers, dude. It's not even fair how much damage we're doing there. And this is an unduped Shuri, so I can not worry about her blocking my special attack. And there we go, 48-second Shuri fight, just like that. So alright, next up, we're going to go against a new boss. This is going to be against the Sauron in Thronebreaker EQ. I heard a lot of people were actually kind of struggling with this one, and then I saw an alliance mate of mine do it with Gladiator, and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to do this myself. So anyway, we're going to do Gladiator things where we ramp Gladiator in a Gladiator way, and then do a Gladiator rotation, whether it's Gladiator rotation 1 or Gladiator rotation 2, because I don't remember, which just seems to be a common theme, because it feels like almost always both rotations are good, which is really cool about the character. You can go for an SP2 rotation where you just do a bunch of incinerate damage. You can go for an SP1 rotation where you do a bunch of stupid bursts that don't make any sense. You could do a rotation where Intimidate doesn't work and you eat an SP1 from Sauron, which I don't necessarily recommend, but it happened right there, so that's cool. There he charges a heavy while intimidated, because that should definitely happen. And here we're going to go for an SP2, place some incinerates, which is going to help trigger whittle down a bit more, which is nice. But now I remember here, I do actually remember, I'm going to go for an SP1, and then we're just going to kill him with burst damage, which the cold snaps are almost about to kill him, cold snaps and incinerates, and then I just, you know, throw a fist into the air, and suddenly the amount of force from the air of Gladiator's punch was enough to make Sauron fall down to his grave. So, yeah, that's cool. Next up, we're gonna fight Lady Deathstrike from the, what is it, the Alliance War Showcase. And this is a pretty fun fight. You do have Buffet, and Gladiator doesn't take Buffet the best, because Nullify sucks. He's a Cosmic champion, and while there are definitely some Cosmics who are Nullify immune, Gladiator isn't. He does have a way to get around Nullify. Once he gets to like his second confidence threshold, he gains a type of passive that I don't remember the name of that will allow him to bypass Nullify, which is nice, and it will be helpful here. I don't remember if I actually use it, because I probably forgot it existed in the moment, if I remember correctly. Anyway, this Deathstrike is intimidated now, and I'm trying to get to an SP2, I think. And then we're going to throw the SP2 while unblockable, ideally. But my unblockable got nullified there, and I need to go for another one. But this one's going to get nullified too. And now she's intimidated, so I can't really get another unblockable opening, especially when she resists my heavy twice, because they have stand your ground. So here I'm going to try to go for an unblockable one more time, except for the fact that I eat an SP1 and lose confidence. So then my unblockable gets eaten for like the 6th time already, and we're gonna throw an SP2 into block because I was slow on my counter, because I forgot the opponents have Limber, and so now we're gonna get heal blocked and take a bunch of rupture damage. So anyway, this fight's going about as well as it could possibly go right now, so I can't imagine it going any better at this point. But Lady Deathstrike throws her special too. I'm trying for like the 50th time to throw my own SP2 while unblockable, and here she's intimidated, so she doesn't want to let me get an opening. But finally, I actually do throw an unblockable SP2. We do some nice damage with the incinerates and the burst damage of the actual attack, and now I'm trying to get her to throw special too. She doesn't feel like it. I'm trying to dash back, but instead my input's saying I'm parrying, which is awesome, but that's cool. She's just gonna die with this, I don't know what that attack was, but it killed her. So next up, we're gonna be fighting the Spring of Sorrow Annihilus boss, and Gladiator did fit the Valiant objective for offensive burst, I want to say. Maybe it was, I don't remember. He's either burst or damage over time. You can look it up. I genuinely don't remember, I'm sorry. But he was pretty good for this fight, and I did this fight, I soloed it with Gladiator like twice. The first solo I didn't record. I don't know why, I just didn't record it, and it was much cleaner than this one. Like, I'm almost gonna die in this fight, and then like the one that I didn't record was so much cleaner, so that's unfortunate, but it's not a big deal. Because I'm a Tigra player, I like to whiff light attacks to get closer to defenders during their special, like I'm doing here, which doesn't really do anything but give me better spacing. But again, I'm a Tigra player, so that's something I like having. He is Cold Snap and Incinerate immune, so we're not doing any of the big damage. But the big damage we are going to do is by hitting him while unstoppable during his special attacks. And then we want to ideally parry the last hit, because then we take damage if we don't. So anyway, he's intimidated here, which is annoying, but that's okay. We're going to go for the counter, and we get a 24k burst. I did not mean to throw that relic, because I tried to block, but I guess I missed it. But we're going to get some burst damage there, and we're going to do more burst damage, but instead we eat burst damage of our own by not parrying the special one, which is alright. It's just a little inconvenient. Also, I didn't parry it there either, so that's cool. But at this point, we go for the parry, which is nice. We get another 24k burst, and now we're unstoppable again. So now we're just gonna throw a bunch of fists into the air, and then hurt him. And then take more damage that's almost gonna kill us. But we're not gonna die, because we have plot armor. And at this point, the stifles are all over me, so I really need to try to get a little bit of them off so I can start getting to another SP1 so I can go unstoppable again, which means I can just go ham on this this stupid bug. Anyway, we're unstoppable again, and then he's going to throw his SP1. We're just throwing fists into the air once more, and then he's going to throw his SP1 once more, maybe? And is he? Yeah, there he throws it. I whiff an attack, and then I kill him before that knee kick even lands. So there we go. One more fight in the showcase, and that's going to be against Labyrinth of Legends Star-Lord. Gladiator isn't necessarily a long-form content design champion. However, he is definitely nice for some longer fights. I wouldn't take him into Necropolis or anything, but this type of health pool he doesn't feel that bad for. He doesn't feel the best for either, just because, again, he's not designed for that. He's kind of designed for short and mid-length fights, like Spring of Sorrow and under. But he's still going to do a decent job, I would say. Just because he hits very hard and has a lot of red numbers, that's just going to keep him steady the whole fight. So anyway, we're going to go for an SP2 while unblockable pretty soon. Star-Lord throws his special attack, we do some burst damage, and we throw the SP2 while unblockable and do a lot of burst damage ourselves. So anyway, there is a thing you could do in this fight that gives you more confidence by going for an SP3. I didn't do it here because I genuinely forgot about it, but I don't really think it matters too much to begin with. It just gives you 4 more confidence, and you can only use it once, and then gives you a power gain afterwards, which is nice. Like, it probably would have made this fight a little bit faster, but it's only 4 extra confidence, so it would go from 25 to 29, and then the SP3 itself doesn't really do that much damage, not compared to the SP2, definitely. So speaking of SP2s, we're going to go for another one as soon as Star-Lord throws his special attack here, which he doesn't feel like doing, but then he does, and we do burst damage, and I'm going to dash in, throw my special attack, and hope for some crits, which will do a lot of nice yellow and red numbers combined. And yeah, it's just kind of throwing SP2s this whole fight, and then we're not going to really go for our heavy attack to finish a combo unless we are going to throw a special attack right after, because I just don't want to deal with the Intimidate not really letting me get a safe hit, because the AI doesn't really want to play aggressive during Intimidate until they do, in which case, yeah, that works, but we're going to assume they don't. And also, he threw that special attack, and I wasn't really expecting it, but it's all good. We throw an unblockable SP2. We have a little bit less confidence than ideal, but that's okay. We're just going to get our max back just like that. So Intimidate falls off, except I get hit because I'm bad. And at this point, I just need him to throw another special attack, and then I'm going to throw another one of my special attacks, but I'm going to have to eat it because, I don't know, I just felt like eating it, I guess. And then we eat, no we don't, we throw an unblockable SP2, and we do more damage, and I need to ramp up a little bit more confidence, so I throw a heavy attack right there. And Star-Lord is at 37%, and I don't think this is a fight where I'd really want to use an SP1 rotation just because of how short his special attacks are. I really only like doing them against reasonably long special attacks because you want to get like enough bang for your buck at that point if you're going to be taking damage, you know. Because while he does mitigate a lot of damage while unstoppable, you're still obviously taking some. So let's just not take damage. That's what I felt like until I didn't. So he throws his special, I do burst damage at the end, gonna go for a relic into a heavy attack, and then another SP2, and he blocks it, except he can't because I'm unblockable, so that's cool. He's at 17% now, and I'm thinking like maybe 1 or 2 more SP2s is all I'm gonna need. We're just doing so much red numbers. I love Cosmics with red numbers, man. They're just, it's just different for the class because a lot of them are big yellow numbers and stuff. But red number Cosmics are definitely some of my favorites. Like, I love Gore, I love Vox, and I love Gladiator too now. So, he's almost dead. We're going to do some burst damage just like that. He's at 4% now. I'm going to go for a relic into a heavy SP1, and that's going to finish the job. So, there goes Star-Lord, and that is my Rank 2 Gladiator showcase. So, it wasn't one of the longer showcases I've done, but I do hope you enjoyed the video. Because I do feel like I put a decent bit of cool stuff in here. If you really liked it, hit the like button if you feel like it. So if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I do have some other Rank 2 Showcase videos. I think I have a playlist of them. Yeah, I know I have a playlist of them, which this video will be going in that playlist because that makes sense. And then a playlist for Rank 3 Showcases as well. So, appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next video.